Hi, this is Stephanie Norris from Norbella. Welcome to We've Got Questions. In this episode, we're going to be focused on mistakes that we've made and the lessons we've learned from them. I'm going to be interviewing Nancie Freitas, who is the former Chief Marketing Officer of Constant Contact. She is a genius marketer, and she also has turned into one of my favorite travel buddies and a really great friend. Can you talk to me about one or the biggest mistake that you made early on in your career?
Some people take information differently. Well, that was a big mistake that I made early in my career. I figured people should adapt to me and I shouldn't adapt to them. Yeah. So I learned that through dog training too, when I had my third dog and realized that my tactics for my first dog weren't working well for my second, and between the two they weren't working for the third, because everybody learns differently.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I had, I remember in my first 360 evaluation, when I was reading, and I was like, oh my God, everybody hates me. I want to eat some dirt, right? But there's gold in that. When you really sift through it, you say, well, thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time to giving me that feedback. Well, there was a piece of feedback that stuck out for me forever and ever, and that was, not everybody can handle Nancie being Nancie. Whew, right? And so what they were saying with that was, and I'm very well known for being extremely direct, direct and to the point on what the issue is and things need to be fixed. And I had heard that, this is going back to listening and really being attentive, I had heard variations of that throughout most of my career, and I dismissed it. I dismissed it because I kept saying to myself, well, I'm getting results, and the results are for the business, and they're the right ones. They can just adapt, they can just deal. That was so wrong on so many levels. Once I really embraced that feedback, I was like, okay, I need to adapt how I deliver information so that somebody actually hears it.
Yeah.
Because because communication's two-way, right? You need to deliver it in a way that it's received, and the person who's delivering the information must take responsibility for making sure that it's received.
Absolutely.
So there's that. You can, and there are tactics and trades. I'm very commonly saying, say it back to me.
I was just going to bring that up. Yes. And you would say, I would give you information, you would say it back to me, and I was like, wow, she said that much smarter than I did. Wow, that sounded a lot better coming out of her mouth.
Well, you need to make a connection, and otherwise it's all for moot. So there's a formula that a colleague gave to me that changed my world, which was, when you do X, it makes me feel Y, so please do more Z.
Yeah.
And when you follow that formula, it all just seems to fall into place.
So talk to me about taking risk and failing fast.
So in high tech these days, there's the big mantra that says, just put it out there, fail fast, iterate and fail fast and iterate. And I believe in the principle of that.
Yeah.
There's, and of course that makes sense, but I've seen more errors as a result of that in the context of more false negatives than seeing it through.
And so how it's executed.
People fail on execution and judge the strategy.
Okay.
And I think that that's what's wrong. The strategy is probably right if they held on to it a little bit longer and pushed it a little bit longer. But I see great ideas dying fast because they just didn't follow it through correctly.
Okay.
Or didn't follow it through all the way.
Right.
And on the flip side of that, I see great execution with good numbers, and then people saying, oh, we can't do it because it's 20% not right.
Right.
I see failure, fast judgment being put forth on false negatives and false positives, and it makes me crazy because there's
just because. All right, let's close this up. Yay!
Yay!